He knows, because we're jumping right in because I got cut off. He knows that it drives him crazy. He knows that it drives him crazy. He knows that it drives her crazy. It drives him crazy. It drives anybody crazy. That silence is something that he cannot tolerate, that he cannot deal with. If it's an Aries man with a Scorpio woman, because she will give it too. But talking particularly about the Aries man, the Scorpio man and the Aries woman, okay, that can cause her to get angry. That can cause her to react and fight. And my goodness, you don't know. He will act like, what's wrong with you? What are you going through? And she, of course, knows that it's him, but she doesn't know how to kind of like prove it. But she senses and feels that the intense psychological and emotional withdrawal, because that's another Scorpio tactic, is psychological withdrawal from the relationship, where the relationship is being starved because he withdrew his essence and emotions from the relationship, and also by not talking to you and not communicating with you, there is psychological withdrawal. These are all tactics, and they are forms of an arsenal that the Scorpio man can employ when in a relationship. And this is done completely to throw off the partner, to make the partner think differently and internalize and feel insecure and feel all that stuff, because then when that occurs, now the Scorpio got you. And then from there, he can continue to chisel away at your essence and then reconstruct you according to how he wants you to fit in his life. Because it's all about control. And understand that it sounds nasty, but it's just a psychological modality of being with these people. No. And this is the way that the Creator created them to be. You can't even blame them. That is just the essence of who they are. For you to be with a Scorpio man, you have to be quite astute, quite intelligent, and very psychologically strong. Because that is because when Scorpio strikes, he goes towards the core of your weakness, because he already sees it and senses it before you even see it and sense it in yourself, which can be even equally more dangerous, because now he can manipulate you like a puppet master. And that can very easily happen with Aries, which, because she is unaware and she can get caught off guard. And once it happens and she's in a relationship that is considered abusive by all intents and purposes, then is when she now finds herself in a black hole and she's at the event horizon. And if she doesn't get out in time, she'll be pulled in. And then she would be in the complete auspices of the Scorpion. So this relationship truly is contingent upon one being older and able to be more manipulative than the person who's younger and unaware. Especially if there's also a disparity of income. If the man got more money than the woman and she depends on that, that's another way to control and dominate the person and therefore the relationship. There are many ways that the Scorpio man can do this, especially if he's much older. Hey, if we're dealing with equal in age, below 30, because if it's above 30, believe it or not, it's another dynamic. It's another dynamic with this combination. So then you have to ask yourself, oh my God, what then? What do we do? How can we reach a point where things can be equal between the Aries woman and the Scorpio man? Well, let me tell you, it won't be. It won't be. Okay? It won't be. Because you're dealing with the fixity nature of Scorpio. And he's not gonna change who he is. Not gonna happen. So in order for the relationship to work, you will have to adapt to him. You being the cardinal sign. So in this instance, who's in control and who's the boss? It will have to be Aries. If Aries truly loves this person, she is going to have to adapt. And let me tell you, someone that can adapt to their environment, and people are also considered environments. These are some of the most advanced of humans in our society. Because if you can adapt to any situation, or you can adapt to a person or an environment, then you truly can be a survivor. And when you are with a Scorpio, they are going to test that in you. Whether they are psychologically aware that they're doing this to you or not. It is the Scorpio nature. And you really have to know that going in. It becomes much more easier. It really does become that much more easier if you just accept the fact that it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay? Another thing, if you are a talker and you like to talk and you like to communicate, find someone else to talk to communicate to. Because he's not interested. And he will let you know either directly or through his body language. He may love you, but in the context of how he can utilize you, how he needs you. It could be just sex. That's true of most men. No? It's about the sex. But what about after the sex, outside the bedroom? Do they care? Will they care about you when you have your clothes on versus when you have your clothes off? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. I know it sounds fucked up. I ain't trashing Scorpio. I'm not trashing Scorpio, but you all know me. I know Scorpio. And this is the Scorpio psychology. And it's nothing personal. It really is nothing personal. It's not like they're out to single you out and fuck with you. No. It is, like I mentioned about the sun. The sun can be dangerous for us, but we need it for life or we won't be here. The sun just is. Well, the scorpion just is. If I put you next to a scorpion, he's gonna bite you. He's gonna sting you. And depending on the neurotoxins on that scorpion, depending on the type of scorpion, you are going to die. Right? There is no saving someone that's stung by a scorpion. If they're out in the desert or somewhere and they don't reach to the hospital in time, the person will die. So understand the power of Scorpio. That it holds life and death in that little sack at its tail. Psychologically, we can ascribe this to methods of survival. Like Capricorn, Scorpio defines the self-preservation principle. It's going to self-preserve. And you are part of that preservation, but only on his terms, not on your terms. And that can be tough. That can be tough because then that means that the relationship could be servicing one person only. So unless you like the conditions, you know, you might not be getting what you want out of the relationship from a Scorpion because you don't have access to the full person. And that is by choice and by design. So then, Miss Aries, what are you going to do? How do you handle a situation like that? Well, let me tell you, your your love can't know no bounds. It's like me. I'm involved in a relationship with a Scorpio myself. I know the person. 10 years, you get to know a person. He knows me, you know, and I've adapted to the person's routine, and I understand the psychology involved. But I'm a Virgo, and Virgos, we can do very well in a relationship and totally function independently within the relationship, and so can Scorpio. We could be in polar sides of the room of the house, but still feel each other in the house, and still feel comfortable with each other in the house. And whatever he doesn't do, that I know that's part of his routine, I do it. And him for me. If I go to the store and I do grocery shopping, I'm going to buy what's good for me that I like, and also what's good for him that he likes. I'm going to know what kind of cookies he likes, how he likes his underwears folded. With Scorpio, you have to understand their routine. They have a mental routine and they also have a physical routine. And you have to fit in that routine. And if you do love that person, you are going to have to be the one to adapt to that person and to that person's routine. Now, that doesn't lend for much emotional exposition, right? It kind of really seems like this is just a perfunctory relationship where you get up, you do laundry, you cook, you do shopping, you do good grocery, everything day in, day out, Monday through Sunday, the same routine. But if you really love the Scorpion, you're going to have to also love that about him. Listen, you're never going to lack any money or have any money issues or problems with a Scorpio. Okay? You should have a healthy, normal sex life, especially as an Aries woman, because you like sex just as much as he does. And you have stamina, Miss Aries, just as much as he does. So this can work in the bedroom. But then things can go awry in the bedroom too. Because, Miss Aries likes to explore and be, fiery in the bedroom. Scorpio man might be kind of subtle and low key. And that might cause frustration to the Aries woman. Or it might cause frustration to the to the Scorpio man. It depends, it depends on the type of temperament that the Aries woman possesses. And as well as the Scorpio man. It really, really does depend on those factors. But let's say that all things being equal and you get along in that department. Financially, there's no problem there either because Miss Aries is quite innovative and enterprising, and so is Mr. Scorpio. So again, like Aquarius and Taurus, this combination also does very well in business. Financially, they can amass a nice income or a nice little wealth, and that money doesn't have to become a problem for this couple. But again, the issue would be an interpersonal issue, an issue of relating, communicating, and then there's the trust factor. You know, uh, Scorpio is not inclined to trust just anybody. And his jealousy can be really, really ugly and almost intolerable to deal with. But the Aries woman can take it or leave it. Now, the Aries woman can be extremely jealous too. And the Scorpio man can play on that. Remember, if he's the vampire type that feeds off of people's dramas and high energies and breaking dishes and slamming doors, then he can really treat it like a Drado, and push her buttons anytime he wants to feed. And if the Aries woman is not aware, she can be a wellspring of energy that he can just feed off of by just instigating him, triggering her, and fucking with her. The Aries woman would have to be aware and alert at all times. Especially if the Scorpio man seems calm. When he's calm, don't believe the hype. There's a volcano brewing inside. You can feel it in the atmosphere. You can almost carve it with a knife. You sense it. They're like a barometer or the boiler of a house or a furnace of a building. You can feel their essence. You can tell they're pissed off before you walk in the room, or if they're in a good mood or not. There is no ignoring the Scorpio energy. There's no ignoring it. There's no dismissing it either and putting it aside. It is an energy that has to be dealt with. And you know what? Let me tell you, the Aries woman, she'll deal with it. She got no problem to deal with the Scorpion. The question is that, does it become a healthy relationship? There could be so much undercurrent underneath the surface. Miss Aries is going to resent the Scorpio man's desire and continual effort in trying to control her. That's something that's not going to go well with the Aries woman. No. But she can also retaliate against the Scorpion. She'll fuck another nigga, and she may not like him or want him, but she'll do it just to fuck with the Scorpio man's head and hurt him that way. Now, she will have to be ready to be very, very careful depending on what kind of Scorpio man she got, because women have been killed over shit like that, especially by Scorpios. It is the sign that rules death, not just symbolic death, also the physical death of the body. So when you start cheating on a Scorpio man, or you are a man cheating on a Scorpio woman, now you might be in serious trouble. Your life might be at stake over something like that. What? Listen, I have never cheated on on my Scorpio wife. Never cheated on her. Never cheated on my Scorpio husband. I never cheated on Scorpios. Never. It's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous to do that to these people, because that will kill your ass. So, if it heads that direction, oh baby, it's fierce. But now let's turn it the other way around. Let's say that it is a Scorpio woman and the Aries man. Who will be the boss? Who will be the boss? The boss will be the Scorpio woman. Oh, come on. Like, was it? No. The Scorpio woman definitely will be the boss. She will be the boss. Okay? She will subdue Mr. Aries. The Aries man loves sex. Let me tell you, I told you that already. He loves sex. And Miss Scorpio, she loves sex too. She will enjoy that Aries man from head to toe, and they'll fuck all night, all day, all morning, all afternoon. And whatever he does outside the bedroom, you know what? She really won't care. She really won't care. Because once you get a taste of a Scorpio woman in that way, it's very difficult for another woman to top that. And the Aries man, because remember, the Scorpio woman is a witch. She's a sorceress. She knows his semen. Trust me, he will not be able to enjoy any other woman once he sleeps with a Scorpio woman. She can fuck it up like that for him, and he don't know what to do, what's going on, but he'll know that cheating on her will be different. It won't be right. He ain't gonna feel right. And then of course he's gonna have to deal with the fact that when he comes home, she already knows that he cheated on her, and he'll know how the bitch looks like, know how she smells like, where she live. She'll describe the bitch to him to a point where you might get scared. The Aries man might get scared because remember, he's still a baby. The baby inside. So he might get scared at the insight and the diabolical precision of the discernment of the Scorpio woman. And the Aries man, he's not really a liar. And even if he was, he would be terrible at it. Not good at it at all. He will be ratted out. The relationship can fall into one of where the mother raising the child. The Scorpio woman will treat the Aries man like her little son or her little brother or her little baby. Outside the bedroom, she'll treat him just like any other nigga in the bedroom and fuck him. But and because the Scorpio woman can split her psychology and be one woman versus another woman, or act one way and then do a 360 and act another way. She will adapt according to this man and according to what this man needs. I tell you, both Scorpio and Aries have a sense of industry. They have a sense of enterprise. They can be fantastic in business. Fantastic. They can get anything they want. Anything they want. And Aries is just as resourceful. So these two, even if it morphs from a personal or interpersonal relationship into a business relationship, that would be the best thing going. Now, if it goes from a business relationship to the romantic, that can be explosive and hot and blah, blah, blah. But will it survive the relationship in the long haul? Because both Aries and Scorpios are quite stubborn, quite set in their ways. And they also are not subject to much compromise. So even though this falls under compatibility of signs, it seems like everything about them is at odds and ends and doesn't work. But I think that that is what creates an inner underlying tension between the two, which actually creates a bottom line for the relationship. There's an energy that if it doesn't go below it, then the relationship can sustain itself. If it goes above, it's even better. Not too high where it implodes, but if there is some irreconcilable differences, that won't be the excuse to break up. Like Scorpio will not break up with you because there's too much fighting going on or there's too much drama going on. Remember, Scorpio feeds off of that. So for Scorpio to leave you alone and throw you away, there will have had to have been something far more greater, which will be like a breach of trust. And infidelity is the only way that the Scorpio will release you if he doesn't kill you. Okay. What would be for the Aries man or the Aries woman? Would they use the same tactics? Will they use the same tactics to, get rid of each other? No, no. The Aries woman would probably or most definitely just walk away. She'll walk away, will have nothing to do with you. It's done. She might bear some scars, but really she might bear some scars. The scars will most certainly be psychological because it'll take her a while to figure out that she was being abused emotionally or mentally through the subtleties of Scorpio and how he do what he do. See, so and you have to understand that if you look at it from a bigger picture, you will have to ask yourself, why did I attract a Scorpio? Why did I attract a Scorpio man? Or why did I attract a Scorpio woman? You have to understand that if you attracted a Scorpio man, a Scorpio woman, it's because you needed to learn something from these people. Whenever you encounter a Scorpio in your life, something in your life has to change and has to transform. And the universe is using the agency of a relationship to initiate that change and that transformation. And because it is a Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, the experience will most probably be traumatic. Because there is nothing smooth or gentle or nice or sweet when it comes to Scorpio or Pluto. If change is going to happen and by force, you call upon Scorpio or Pluto and also Uranus and Aquarius. Okay, they break things apart so that new ground can then take hold. Sometimes you have to destroy the old establishment to make room for the new. That also includes people and people renewing themselves and people regenerating, becoming better people. It's like a snake shedding its own skin. And the snake, as you know, is the symbol also of Scorpio. So when the snake sheds its own skin, it's a better snake. It looks nicer, it's more powerful, it's more regenerated. That's why the snake is a great symbol for Scorpio, along with the Sphinx and, of course, the scorpion. Because these are the people that are truly the transformers. And they are the ones that are going to jump right in and cause a change to occur in your life. Otherwise, you will not be meeting a Scorpio. You will not be encountering them. And the Scorpio man will encounter an Aries woman to give him a sense of courage, Because you might have a Scorpion that is not courageous. And the Aries woman can spark that through the agency of conflict with the Scorpion. Okay? So understand that the Scorpio relationship is different when you're dealing with a man Scorpio with a woman Aries, or if it's a man Aries and a woman Scorpio. The dynamic is different. If they're educated and much older, it's even better or different. There's disparity of ages. Okay, this video takes care of 1 and 2. The last video was about 6 minutes or 3 minutes, so I'm making up with this video. This concludes the segment of Aries and Scorpio.